to see basic Six Sigma concept. So before going into the contents, so let me explain you in brief what is Six Sigma. So we have seen it already, but still let me revise. So Six Sigma. So let me tell you what is Sigma. Sigma is the sample variation or a standard deviation that happens in any process that we can see in a statistically. That means with the variable numbers. Okay, say if any variation that you have found in your process by doing some samples and the standard deviation is 10 micron. Since we have taken the sample standard deviation, that means only few samples is selected and checked. In the sample it is 10 micron, but in the production or completely if you inspect the entire population, it will become 6 sigma variation. Okay, that will become 60 micron. Okay, so this is the concept behind 6 sigma. Therefore, achieving controlling the process for 60 microns, that is for 6 sigma variation, which leads us to produce lesser defects and 99.99% yield. Okay. Now let us see the contents: standard deviation, the Pareto principle, voice of the customer, basic metrics. The first one is standard deviation. So what is standard deviation? Standard deviation is a measure of variation of a process or product. So what is a standard deviation? It is a measure of variation in terms of a process or product. What we call it as a process? The process parameter. It's nothing but the machine parameter. When we talk about product, the dimension or specifications, other specifications of the product. Okay, now the deviation from the standard is called standard deviation. So they're telling the deviation which is happening from the standard is called standard deviation. Say for example, you check the dimension and the dimension is something like this 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what is the standard here? We consider as a process mean. So x bar we say process mean is equal to 2. That is a middle value, and standard deviation is equal to 1. How I got standard deviation 1? From the middle value, uniformly positive 1 mm variation is there, positive 1 mm variation is there, and negative 1 mm variation is there. Let me put it in the graph. So this is your 2 mm standard. From here 3 mm is varied positive side, 1 mm is varied negative side. Therefore your sigma is 1. What is the meaning sigma 1? From the standard, 1 mm deviation towards positive and 1 mm deviation to the negative. So this is called standard deviation. In future coming chapters, we are going to see how to calculate manually the standard deviation. That we will see. Now, for example, 4 mm plus or minus 1 mm. In this example, let us assume 4 as a process mean and the total deviation as 1 mm. Therefore, the standard deviation is 0.5 varying both positive and negative side. Now, consider this data. Let us assume the process mean, the standard as 4 mm. This is called process mean. Okay. So, from 4 mm, 0.5 mm positive variation is there, 0.5 mm negative variation is there. So, totally 1 mm is the variation. So that is the meaning of standard deviation. Now, if you see an example 1 and 2, the graphs below, the black line here is the process mean. Okay, this is the process mean. From process mean, the data is divided both positive and negative side. The distribution is there. Now, if you see this example 1, the variation is very less. That means the standard deviation is very less. Everything is deviating very less from the process mean. Coming to the second example, the deviation from the process mean is very high. The standard deviation is more. This is not a good process. So standard deviation is the deviation that are happening from the standard. The standard is nothing but your process mean. Okay. Yes. So now you got an idea of standard deviation. We use standard deviation to measure the variation. Okay. So next we'll see Pareto principle. What is this Pareto principle? The Pareto principle, also called the 80-20 rule, says that 20% of the causes leads to 80% of the effect. There is also called the law of the vital few. The vital few inputs drives the majority of the outputs. So what Pareto principle says is, because of 20 percentage cause, 80 percentage effect will happen. This is the concept. How we are going to see. Now, for example, in the below example, uh, what is the effect? The effect is reason for denying medical claims. This is the effect. So what is the cause? There are many causes: duplicate claim, timely filing, and many others. And the count is given here. In this entire thing, we need to find out because of which the major effect is happening. Okay. So now what they done is they arranged in the descending order from the highest to lowest, and they given the percentage against the total count. So we'll get a total count here. Against the total count, we will get the percentage. Now if you see, because of only the three defects are the three causes, the majority effect is happening. This is called 80-20 rule. Now creating basic Pareto chart in Excel, we can create Pareto chart in Excel. Just arrange the data and enter the enter the data like this, and we'll get the percentage against the total count, and we can get the cumulative. This is the first addition of these two will be this, addition of this will be this. Okay. Now, and we can select, we can plot the Pareto chart in the Excel itself. We'll get a graph like this. Now this is a 80 percentage. Okay. The what is 80 percentage in the total count? What is 80 percentage showing? It is showing these three defects: duplicate claim, timely filling, and no beneficiary. So if you solve this, if you solve this, 80% of the problem will be solved, right? Yes. Now, voice of the customer. Customer is a user for our product and services. Hence, voice of the customer is important. Why it is important? What is the voice of the customer? What customer is really wants, really telling about our product or services. Now, it's very important. It's very important that we shall know the voice of the customer. Okay. Now, below are the methods to take customer feedback. How are you going to take the voice of the customer? Survey via telephone, email, and online. Feedback forms we use to know the voice of the customer. Then customer complaints will make it as an opportunity and make it as voice of the customer. Site interactions and reviews. Now, voice of the customer is used to understand the exact need of the customer. See, we may be shipping the products as per the specification, but there may be some other problem. Our customer itself has not arrived the right spec to its assembly. So we need to understand the exact need of the customer, and we try to collaborate with the customer and give the right solution. Now, voice of the customer. We can also get the customer feedback by Likert scale. So what is Likert scale? So you're going to rate some particular statement from 5 to 0, whereas 5 is very good and 0 is the lowest thing. It's like 5-star rating. Okay. Now, for example, is our quality of our products is consistent every batch? This is a statement that we are asking to the customer. What we are asking is our quality of our product is consistent every batch. So we are giving ranking. If it is 5, we say it is strongly agreeing. If it is 4, just agreeing. If it is 3, neutral. 2, disagree. Strongly disagree. So this is, sorry, this is not, this is disagree. Okay. Now we can get the Likert number where 5 is best rating and 1 has the low rating. By using Likert scale also, we can get the feedback from the customer. Now, the voice of the customer and the particular dimension or requirement is critical to quality in our internal process. So, because of some dimension, assembly is coming not okay. So, we need to produce only particular dimension within the specified limit. Therefore, that dimension is our critical to quality in our internal process in order to achieve the main thing. Now, Basic metrics. Metrics means quantitative assessment in a production system to measure the product or process parameters. What is quantitative assessment? Let's see. DPMO, defect per million opportunities. We quantify the defects in terms of DPMO, that is for million we calculate the opportunity. Say 1% defect is there. Okay, 1% defect is there. We will not say percent. For 100 will not tell. We will say for million. For million how much? We calculate for million. So for million, for 10 lakh it will be 10,000 parts. Okay, in Six Sigma we calculate only for million. So what is defect per million opportunity? So there are two things here: parts per million, then defect per million opportunity. Parts per million means per million how much is there. Defects per million opportunity is, say 1% crack is there. For 10 lakh, for 10 lakh 10,000 crack may come. It is an opportunity. It is not that 10,000 you're going to produce for 10 lakh. So it is an opportunity. PPM are telling it will for 10 lakh it will produce 10,000. Okay. Now for example, out of 100 part, one part found crack, so one defect. DPM is equal to 1 divided by 100 into 10 lakh. So DPM is equal to 10,000. Now, the meaning here is if one part is not okay of 100, and in the same way 10,000 parts will be not okay for 1 million. So this is an opportunity. Now, the sigma level for above example will be 3.8. How I got the sigma level? Let us see. So since the standard they are kept as 6 sigma, and we calculating the defects per million opportunities. That is, we are calculating for 10 lakh. Therefore, from 0 to 6 sigma level, we have divided the 10 lakh uniformly, and for each thing we given a yield, how much yield will create. Correct? Based on that, each level has a ppm, defects per million opportunities, or ppm. Okay. If you achieve the sixth level, we will produce only lesser defects per million opportunities, for only 3.4 defect per million opportunities. Now we got DPM as 10,000. Okay, so what is happening is for 10,000, there is a chart where for 10,000 the sigma level will be 3.8. Okay. So this one we have seen it already in the previous chapters, how to calculate the sigma level. Fine. So this is a basic metrics for calculating DPM.